Republican political analyst Marc went there. He pointed out something, the Republicans like to talk about freedom, democracy, free markets, and all this kind of stuff. But if you listen to what Marc had to say, you realize something important, that whenever Republicans leadership accuses the other side of something, it is something that they are actually doing, not the other side. Check this out, and then we'll take it on the other side.
I think the bigger issue is going to be heading into the midterms next year and throughout continues to be the trade agenda. I mean, to your interview with Scott Bessent, in 2 weeks, the administration is going to stand in front of the Supreme Court making oral arguments to defend IEEPA, which says that in our national emergency, the president can assess tariffs. What exactly is the National Emergency Frontier running ads of Ronald Reagan? What is the defense to say that's a national emergency? And how upside down is our world today that a quasi-socialist economy in Canada is running ads as one of America's greatest presidents, extolling the virtues of free trade, and a Republican president is condemning the words of Ronald Reagan and has more central planners in their administration than any Democrat administration in the last 100 years? It's an upside down world that we're living in right now.
And also...
So what's the case here? Canada put an ad on to refute Donald Trump's tariffs. Ronald Reagan hated tariffs, and he also talked about how bad tariffs would destroy economies, etc. We saw what tariffs did in 29, 30, and all these other times, right? But it turns out that the ad that the Canadians used, Donald Trump didn't like, because they claim it misrepresented what Reagan said. It didn't, but they claimed it did. And he's now applying yet another 10% tariff on Canada for using that ad. But let's get real here. All the things that communist countries, notice I didn't say democratic socialist countries or pure socialist countries. Oh, there's no real pure socialist country out there. Notice what the things that Donald Trump complains about are the things generally implemented by communist countries. In other words, a controlled economy on just about every level. That is what Donald Trump is doing, right? He decides who's going to get a high tariff or a low tariff. He decides which farmers are going to get what or when. He decides if he doesn't like you, he'll give you a break. He decides which car company is going to get a break or not. He decides which electronic companies are going to get a break or not. He decides which companies that get taxpayer dollars, the United States government will actually be invested in that company or become shareholders of that company. This is the guy that wants a fully controlled economy, and controlled by whom? Controlled by him. And Marc called him out. He said it's an upside world, that it is Donald Trump who is going against all these tenets, not only of free markets, but the tenets of what capitalism proper talks about. Wow, it's amazing, isn't it?
All of our country's problems, from polarization to ignorance on domestic and international issues to a complete misunderstanding of our economic and healthcare systems, are a direct result of a derelict mainstream media that too often bend over backwards to support corporate or bought politicians' wants as opposed to the people's needs for real information to make their lives better. Independent media is the only solution to inform truthfully and factually. Why? Because our loyalties are to you, the ones who fund us with small dollar contributions and subscriptions. Please consider supporting our independent media platforms by subscribing to our Egberto Off the Record newsletter at politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. Again, that is politicsdoneright.com/newsletter. It's an investment that pays incalculable dividends.